Good morning, YouTube. Got deja vu. It was only this time last week I was saying the exact same thing in the exact same place. Welcome to episode 2 on the mini cut, where again things are still going pretty decent. Last week was a little bit sloppy, and I'll show you more details about all of that. This is how I'm looking at the moment. So I weighed in this morning at 75 kilos on the dot. On Saturday, my lowest weight was 74.8, and I do think that 75 kilos is maybe a little bit elevated from where I currently am at the moment. I ate a little bit later than I normally would yesterday, and probably drank a little bit more towards the end of the day too. Right now, we're going to go to Lidl, and I'll show you some of the food that I get, and I'll explain all of that when I'm back home. Back home, feeling a little bit more awake as well. On screen now should be the food that I got. Basically just got like the staples of the diet, the basics, so like rice, potatoes, some chicken and stuff like that. And I laid it out, carbohydrates on the right hand side, then protein, and then like fat and veg on the left hand side. Not really too much veg, to be honest. And last week I found, so I've not been enjoying having cream of rice recently, and I found that like I just ran out of it, and I was just like, I can't be asked to buy anymore. But through not having that meal, it really threw me out of sync with like all my other meals for the rest of the week, which is part of the reason it was a little bit messy. But I've just tried to make overnight oats, but without the overnight element. So I've made the oats, I whacked them in the fridge. I've got a bit of work to do now, so I do need to get cracking on with that because I also need to have breakfast. But I will see you again in a couple of hours, and I'm hoping and praying that the overnight oats have actually like somehow miraculously done their job in about 2 hours. Right. It is around about 3 hours after I left you, and now it is time for the big reveal with the overnight oats, aka 3 hour oats. That looks a lot more promising than it did. It's actually like somewhat solid. It certainly was not like that whatsoever a second ago. I'm gonna put you up here. So this is what it looks like. Smells alright. I'm really hoping that this is nice. If it's not, it's probably due to the fact that I've not left it for long enough, but let's give it a little bit of a go, shall we? That is pretty solid. You know what? Considering I've not left that anywhere near long enough, if I actually left that overnight, I'm sure that would be banging. I'm going to add some dark chocolate on to the top of it. And yeah, new addition to the diet, guys. Wow. Anyway, I'm going to eat this now, and then I will take you upstairs to show you what I've been up to. But also, I will don't go anywhere, because I'm going to be... Don't you go anywhere? You're crashed. You crashed into me. Like and subscribe if you get that, guys. Yeah, don't go anywhere, because I completely lost track of what I was going to say. I am going to go to the gym, and I will show you what I'm actually looking like in like decent lighting. Oh shit. So I've still got some bicep stuff to do at the moment. I've not actually recorded anything in the gym because it's really busy, but we'll have a look. Let's see how I'm looking. So I would say at the moment, because of not having really many carbs, like I'm having like at maximum like sort of 200-ish grams of carbs a day, so quite low on carbs at the moment. So pump doesn't really exist that much. I've got like a little bit of a chest pump at the moment and a little bit in the arms as well. But considering I've lost sort of like 5 centimeters off my waist and my hips, and my chest has stayed like pretty much the same size, I'm pretty happy. As you can see, lower back is sort of the main area that there's still stuff to come off of. So I've still got like a decent amount of weight to lose, without a doubt, but I am still planning on finishing the mini cut when I'm going on holiday. But one thing that I wanted to mention is I've obviously lost around about sort of 3 kilos at this moment in time, and to be honest, my body fat wasn't really like that high a percentage. And I think a lot of people have a false perception of what's going to happen like when they first start losing weight. Like say that you've got quite a decent amount of weight to lose, you'll lose sort of like 1 kilo, 2 kilos, maybe even 5 to 10 kilos, and literally like not even look that different. But like now that I'm at this point in time where I can see like my abs are starting to come through a little bit more, each kilo that I lose, there's going to be more visible differences that occur. But it's like at the start, obviously it's good to see that the weight's coming down, but you might not see too many visual differences, but then it's like over time that you focus on seeing those visual differences and all that sort of good stuff. Now I'm going to go and finish my session, and I will see you when I'm back at home, and I'll show you everything in a little bit more detail. Bonjour. I am now back home, and I'm going to show you through the coaching log side of things to give you an in-depth, detailed analysis. It's going to be like Jamie Carragher on Monday Night Football. So if you just stop it right there, we can see that last week, as I mentioned, was a little bit sloppy in terms of I had 2 days that were higher calorie days than anticipated. This day was Erin and I's little date, so I was happy with that. This day I was just mega hungry, and I literally like had to go higher with food. Activity was actually all on point, so I did all my steps and stuff like that even when I really did not feel like it, and training was all good. I did accidentally lie to you, and my average carbs was actually 250 grams, but still not very high. In terms of my measurements over the last couple of weeks, my chest has stayed the same, as I was mentioning in the posing room. My waist has gone down by about 4 centimeters, and so have my hips as well, so I'm happy with that. The plan of action this week, targets wise, is pretty much to continue the same path. In terms of nutrition, that's the main thing that I'm going to focus on, just tightening up a little bit, just be a little bit more sort of like disciplined with things, because that definitely did slip a little bit last week. But in regards to steps and activity, I'm going to keep that the exact same. I was looking at the videos of me in the posing room and like the comparison, and if anything, I looked a little bit less lean in the photos and the videos this week compared to the very start. But I was just thinking it was literally just likely differences in lighting and potentially different angles as well. All the metrics are showing me that like I've lost weight, and I'm literally like got smaller measurements and everything like that around my hips and my waist. So that's not really going to lie. Data's not going to lie. But I've now got to crack on with some more work, and I will give you a bit of a debrief a little bit later on when I'm out for a walk. I've got some content to do, and I've also got a call to have later on, but I will catch you later. Hello, I am back, but it is actually now the next day. Yesterday, I just had quite a lot of work to do towards the end of the day, and this video just sort of fell to the side, but also was going to be rubbish if I finished it yesterday. I didn't want to rush it and make the last bit rubbish and just be like, oh yeah, that's all right, because that's not good enough. Got to hold yourself to some standards, and it just would not have been a good enough end. I wanted to mention that with everything that I'm using, there's also a few people on it for free as well already at the moment. And like everyone that's been on Project Poolside has seen more than 2 kilos worth of loss within the first week or two. That literally across the board with every single person that's on it. And you can access it for free within the link in my bio on Instagram. And secondly, as I mentioned yesterday, the reason that my diet yesterday was last week was a little bit all over the place was literally just due to like one meal. So that's like, that just highlights the importance of having sort of multiple meals that you can choose from with ease, so that you're not just completely thrown off. And it also shows the importance of sort of being like proactive, as I said, instead of reactive. I've literally just woken up, but hopefully you enjoyed today's vlog. 2 more updates before I go to Valencia. And I also weighed in this morning at 74.65, so my lowest weight so far. But like, subscribe, and comment anything you want to see. Adios.